emergency.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Black Soul Well podcast, where our mission is leading the culture to mental and emotional health through faith and education. My name is Kirby Anthony. I am your host for this evening, Tuesday, January the 25th. Yo, y'all, we are already 25 days into the new year. Got a question for you. Are you going after your goals? Have you written down your goals? Do you have a plan for the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, etc.? Hey, before you know it, we're going to be in 2023. I just want to make sure, I just want to encourage you to be pushing forward so that we can all reach the top of the things that we desire. And so make sure you're writing those goals down. Hey, look, we got a great show for you tonight. But before we get into the show, I want to share a few details for you. I want to encourage you to visit us online at theblacksoulwell.com. Actually, that's blacksoulwell.com, www.blacksoulwell.com. If you have any questions or you would like information, you can shoot us an email at blacksoulwell@gmail.com. If you'd like to know more information about us, if you'd like to get on our email list. I want to invite you to connect with us on social media. We're on Facebook and IG as the Black Soul Well Podcast. We're also on YouTube. Want to encourage you to follow us for regular mental and emotional health tips. And I want to invite you to support us by picking up some merchandise where you can find at blacksoulwell.bigcartel.com. Once again, that's blacksoulwell.bigcartel.com. Now, let's get into this mental health tip of the week. And let me say this, if you are watching on Facebook, go ahead, hit that share button or tag some of your friends, put them in the comments. We have a great show for you tonight, all right? But let me get into this mental health tip for the week. Our mental health tip for the week comes from bigthink.com. That's bigthink.com. I read an article there titled, "Regret Can Be All-Consuming. A neurobehavioral scientist explains how people can overcome it." And so what this article deals with is it's essentially talking about regret. I can remember hearing a saying years ago, and it went like this. It says, "The pain of discipline weighs ounces and is fleeting, while the pain of regret weighs tons and lasts a lifetime." Once again, it says the pain of discipline weighs ounces and is fleeting, or in other words, it leaves. But the pain of regret weighs tons and lasts a lifetime. So in this article, J. Kim Pemberthy, who is a professor of psychiatry and neurobehavioral science at the University of Virginia, shares some key points. A couple of the things that she says is imaging studies reveal that feelings of regret show increased activity in an area of the brain called the medial orbitofrontal cortex. She says regret is a very real reaction to a disappointing event in your life, a choice you made that can't be changed, something you said that you can't take back. It's one of those feelings you can't seem to shake. It's a heavy and intrusive negative emotion that can last for minutes, days, years, or even a lifetime. Maybe you've known somebody that has dealt with something. Look, my opinion is, or I am of the opinion that at some point, we're all going to have to deal with regret. She goes on to say that a sense of regret can be connected to feelings of remorse, sorrow, helplessness. It can increase stress, negatively affect physical health, and throw off hormonal balance. And so this is real deal, y'all. This is real deal. We have to deal with these regrets. And she shares some things about how to overcome your regret. Number one, she says, acknowledge your thoughts and feelings. Number two, she says, try to see the situation in a different way. That may help to reduce the regret. Then she says, forgive yourself for actions that you took or maybe actions that you did not take, because this is a powerful step in overcoming regret. And then she shared this cognitive psychological model tool called REACH, REACH. It's an acronym. The R stands for recall the hurt, face it, deal with it. Whatever you're regretting, hey, get it in front of you. Say, you know what? This is what it is. I can't run from it. I said this, I did that, etc. Don't run from it, because when we run from it, it just makes it that much worse, and the longer we have to deal with it. The E stands for empathize. Be kind and compassionate. And she's talking about to yourself. Empathize, show compassion, realize, you know what? I wasn't as smart, or I didn't, back then when I made this decision, I wasn't as smart. I wasn't as developed in certain areas. The A stands for altruistically offer forgiveness to oneself. And so constantly be consistent in offering yourself forgiveness. You know, sometimes the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. And so she says you have to forgive yourself. You have to get to a place to where you forgive yourself. And I know that's not always easy. It takes work. It takes consistent work. She says C, commit. The C stands for commit. Commit publicly, or in other words, share it. You know, I had a good friend of mine that used to say years ago that everything we go through in life, every problem, every bad decision, every mess up, it has redemptive value. That's what my homeboy used to say. It has redemptive value, meaning, you know, it's kind of like, you know, God doesn't allow us to go through anything without being able to use it to help somebody else, or to help us in the future, or to give us wisdom. And so when we commit to it publicly and we talk about the things that we regret, we may be able to help somebody else gain wisdom and not make the same mistakes. And then H, the H stands for hold on to that forgiveness and stay true to the decision. And this is where I want to take a moment and just touch on real quick. When you're dealing with regret and you're trying to get over the hump and you're like, man, you know, she says you got to hold on to forgiveness. And this speaks of the necessity to continue working on things. You know, you ever make a decision, you do something, and then you regret that you did it, you regret that you didn't do it, etc. And then you tell yourself, you know what, man, I did it, whatever, it's done. I done whatever, I moved past it. But every now and then those little feelings might come up. You might have those thoughts or those feelings or something to make you feel like, but remember when you did this, remember when that happened. And what you have to learn how to do is to say, you know what, nah, I'm not going back down that road. This is closed, it's over, and it's done. I've done that before, and I continue to do it. It's work. It's continued work. And so I want to encourage you, hold on to that forgiveness. When you've blown it, if you've blown it, hold on to the forgiveness, continue to do the work, and walk in your freedom. All right? If you want to read the entire article, you can find it at bigthink.com, bigthink.com, and look for the tags mental health, neuroscience, and psychology. All right, y'all. Look, tonight, I am excited. I'm very, very encouraged, man. I got my boys on here, my day ones, cats that I've known ever since I was a kid. You know, January's theme for the Black Soul Well podcast is foundational mental and emotional health principles to kick off 2022. Like, what are some things that we can do to start the year off strong in our mental and emotional health areas? And tonight's show is dedicated to discussing the important role that friendships and relationships play as it relates to our mental and emotional health. That's sometimes people think that therapy is things like taking medication, sitting down with a psychiatrist or a psychologist, etc. But therapy is also sometimes just getting with friends and allowing them to share advice, or just laughing through some things, or having other voices to help you process information. And so that's what this show is dedicated to tonight. And for this discussion, I've asked 3 of my closest childhood friends to join me. We all still communicate multiple times throughout the week via text, via Facebook, sometimes on the telephone. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to welcome to the Black Soul Well podcast, Bobby Ridgway, Dan Sutton, and David McGill. Go ahead and bring them up, y'all.
How you doing? How you doing?
What's up? What's up, fellas? Hey, man,
Yo.
thank y'all for coming on tonight, man. We're going to have a good show, man, just talking about childhood friends and how it helps with mental and emotional health and etc. But before we get into that, man, why don't we just take a little time for everybody to introduce themselves? And I guess we'll go in alphabetical order. We'll start with Bobby Ridgway, a.k.a. B-Love, a.k.a.
What's up, everybody?
AKA, let me say this real quick before you start, Bob, just so that people know. Me and this dude were in kindergarten together. Me and this cat was in kindergarten, even though when we was in kindergarten, he looked like he was in the 5th grade. But yo, go ahead and introduce yourselves, man, and share a little something about yourself.
What up, everybody? I'm Bobby Ridgway from Rochester, New York. Come visit us. It's cold up here right now, so you might want to bring a heavy jacket.
It's real cold.
Heck yeah. But yo, like I said, I knew Kirby for a while, man. We've been chilling, getting into trouble, and well, not getting in trouble. Let me back that up. We ain't getting in trouble. But yeah, we was always there for each other. Everybody. It's a couple more of us on here that need to be popped up here, but we good, man. We always had each other back. We more like brothers and friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if something wrong, we gave each other advice. And we was always chilling. We never got in trouble. We was just chilling. That's how it should be.
Word.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. We got my boy Dan Sutton. What's up, Dan?
Yo, what up? Yeah, so man, where do I start? You know, Rock City, you know, born and raised, West Side, you know, the West. Yeah, all that. So yeah, you know, me and Kirby, I think we had a music class together, right? Instruments.
It was something, man. Yeah,
something we had together. Yeah, I remember that. And then I don't know if Bob, I don't know if you was in there or not. I think I know we saw each other in passing at 37. You know, our elementary school we went to. But anyways, I don't want to stay there for too long. So man, yeah, we had a lot of good times together. We never really got into like big. I mean, yeah, it might have been a few times we probably got into some stuff that we probably shouldn't have, but you know, here we are right here. So, you know, I mean, basically we made it out of whatever it was, you know, unscathed.
Word.
to a sense, I guess. So introductions, right? So yeah, man, 37, Monroe, Edison. Man, then 9 came and I took off. I went to the military, you know, put my time in, retired from that, decided to reinvent myself. So I figured I'd become an IT consultant. And after that, you know, what else happened? I went and got my bachelor degree, IT. Basically, I like to work, promote good health and wellness. So I went and got a certified personal trainer certificate or whatever you want to call it. I manage a local gym. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm coaching a 5th grade girls basketball team right now. Let's see. And my biggest thing I just started doing, I started substitute teaching. There's a pretty good bag in that too, as a matter of fact. So I guess
Dan, you running for president too?
Yeah, hey,
you got 3 jobs.
I just might run for mayor around here, but hey, why not? Sky's the limit, man. So yeah, I guess I'm a paraprofessional right now. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm basically a Renaissance man. Father of 4 incredible kids, an incredible wife. Hobbies include spending time with the family. Yeah, I mean, I could go on, and I put some stuff together, you know, but yeah, it's all love.
No doubt, no doubt. Appreciate that, Dan. Appreciate that. I'm something that you didn't say, I'll throw in there real quick. we also used to have a little rap group, Curb Knowledge and DJ Warzone.
Oh, K Knowledge, man.
Or K Knowledge and DJ.
Yeah.
You were DJ Warzone. I was K Knowledge.
Yeah. We still got to put something together, man. Even still, I got something for you. I just got to put it together. I don't even want to tell you what it is because it's gonna blow your mind, man.
Word. And then the homie Dave McGill. What's up, Dave?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I guess Monroe with Dan, and then on to Edison Tech. Watching Kerr walk the halls, seeing Dan walk the halls.
Yeah.
Bob, he was at East, right?
Bob was at East.
Then I left Edison and went to East. Just hanging around the neighborhood, going to Dan's house and watching him tinker upstairs. He's always been into music, making beats and stuff like that.
Them in the haircuts.
Right.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Word.
But I was always into running with another one of our friends like Everett, going to the comic book store and stuff, and then Rich and us always walking up to the comic book store, going to the pool, going up to the pool all day long till you turn a different color, green lungs. We were some swimming people, man.
Oh man.
About how we take a quarter, you can go to swimming with a quarter. You get that little rubber band thing, put it around your leg, and God forbid if you dropped it in the deep end, now you got to go get it. But walking on train tracks like Stand By Me, just all the antics, hanging up there in the graveyard and behind 37 playing football, and just all types of things. And then as we got older and getting cars, and I remember us all taking our cars to go get washed, going to wash our cars. Bob had the brown Hornet. Curb had the big giant town car,
Kirby used to come to my house and whack. Remember the picture we got?
Yeah, boy, I remember that. Yes, sir.
Like Bob said, not getting into anything, going to the different colleges, going up to the U of R all the time, playing video games at the U of R, and going up to Olympic bowling and playing video games, just doing things that was fun, back in the day. So now I'm more into doing photography, and that I've gotten real heavy into that, and started a business doing photography, and went out and got my CDL, and people how to get their CDLs now. So those two things I'm doing, just CDL driving and photography.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man, we all made it, man. You know what I'm saying? We weren't one of those statistics, but we know a lot of people that were. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that we were special, obviously, you know what I'm saying? It's just, obviously we made good choices, but and like Dan said, we got into some stuff, but man, we ain't never hit the big leagues. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't never hit the big leagues. And as a matter of fact, before we get into our first question, I was telling my wife, I was talking about that, and I was just like, wow, growing up, I got into a little stuff here and there. I remember I got kicked out of Edison in the 12th grade for fighting. I had to go to that alternative school on West Main Street for 2 weeks, which I ain't go to because it was like, I thought I was a bad kid. That had the real like demons in there, boy. I was like, man, look. But I was just thinking about though, like, yeah, I did some stuff and whatnot. We all got into stuff, but man, I just thank God, man, we ain't do nothing to hurt our records. You know what I'm saying? And doing all that, because we know cats from the same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying, man? And part of it was because us, like Bob said, just being there for one another, and we would talk each other out of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, cuss each other out. Nigga, what you talking, man? Forget that. Come on, man. Like, nah, bruh. And look, man, it paid off 25, 30 years later, man.
Yeah. Even though we kind of
still like that. A lot of, for me, I know I got into a lot of trouble. But luckily, it was that kind of trouble that didn't follow you because I was too young for it to stay on your record. Same thing, got kicked out of Edison. I got kicked out of Edison. I think I had a weapon or something in my bag. I remember I was in shop class, and I forgot his name. Oh man, up in electrical construction shop class, a little short guy with glasses.
Mr. Reddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in there, and Sean Miller and all of them. They was throwing bolts at him while he was up on the chalkboard, right? And they was throwing bolts at him.
You talking about Mr. Savino or Mr.
Yeah, Mr. Savino.
Savino.
They was throwing bolts at him, and he would turn around and be like, "Who did it?" And everybody was sitting there. And so he thought I was doing it because Sean was sitting behind me, and so they called me down to the office, and I had one of them 007s in my bag. Everybody used to try to have, everybody used to have them little 007s, and my bag and found that and was like, "Oh yeah, you out of here." It was like, "Whoa, wait a minute." Never used it. Everybody just had a pocket knife and stuff, but right. Then I ended up at East, but just thank God that a lot of that stuff happened when I was too young to really catch a record. I remember getting the parents' tickets and stuff like that, and going to court and judge saying stuff like, "If you show up here one more time," I was like, "Oh, you won't see me no more." He's like, "Because the next time I see you, you're gonna be legal." I was like, "Oh, you won't see me no more." But thank God,
Word, man. I never knew that, man.
Yeah.
I just thought you transferred, you know what I'm saying? I never knew that, it went down like that.
Nah, they kicked me out and tried to put me in Franklin. I was like, "What? No." Like, you trying to put me in Franklin? And I think I went to Franklin for like 2 weeks. No, it was a little longer than 2 weeks. And that's back in the day when you had like Bad Rep and all of that. I'm sitting at the table with like Big Rich, who else was at that school? I want to say Coco, Rocky was going there. A whole bunch of we had got kicked out, and Franklin was like taking everybody, I guess, that got kicked out. And we was all there. Them dudes would leave school. They would skip school and leave. And I was like, I ain't leaving school. I got good grades. I'm trying to stay in school. They like, "Oh, you sitting with them dudes." I remember I was walking up the stairs, and they was all walking behind me yelling. Like the whole lunchroom was following me. I was like, "All right, that's a wrap." That's it.
Oh man, you said Bad Rep, man.
Bad Rep, LOD.
It was Crusaders. Was Crusaders there?
You said the Crusaders.
Crusaders. You remember the Crusaders, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they used to walk down my street. The Crusaders. Oh, Crusaders. Like 10 o'clock at night, man.
Yep.
Man, get these dudes out of here.
But I mean, gangs was heavy in our neighborhoods. It was real. I remember when Kirby was up there up on Genesee Street and doing the whole fight to join BM Black Mob thing behind the old gas station.
Yeah.
I was up there that day, like, oh snap!
You was up there that day, Dave?
I was up there that day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, behind the gas station, right there by the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yep, I was up there.
Yeah, that dude, Dukums.
Yep, Dwayne. Yep,
Dwayne. That dude bust my nose.
Hey, Kirby, I think you came to my house after that happened.
I did.
Yeah.
Come to the house.
Yeah.
I was so lost, man. I was so lost, man. I was stupid. I think I'm the only one in the crew, too, that got into an argument. I remember Dan threw me out his house. Dan picked me out his house. Yeah.
For what?
I was young and dumb. I was just young and dumb, man. I remember we had got into an argument about something, and this is all ancient history, man. We done been forgot over past this.
That's probably why I can't remember it right now.
Yeah, it was mad. Oh, we was arguing. You was like, "Man, get out my house," and I was laughing. I thought you was joking, and then you was like, "Come on, man!" And I had walked to the door, and I was like, "Is he serious?" Then the door was like, "Boom!" That dude busted George Jefferson. He busted George Jefferson on me like in my face. But yeah, man.
But you needed a circle around you that was, that wasn't going down that path. Because it was dudes I knew that was going down that path, and I just couldn't hang with them like that no more. From hanging with dudes like Rocky and all of them, it was just like, nah. It was, our crew was more relaxed. We did things, but we would go have fun. We would go downtown to the Jumping Jack. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time we was all at the Jumping Jack with jean shirts and black rags on our heads and walking around and stuff. You know, it was like 100 degrees. You know, we would do stuff like that. I remember, oh man, this is going way back. I remember one time I was with Dan, and I don't know, I can't remember her name. Some girl lived in like Cornhill or something. And we was over there. Her daddy came home or something like that, and we was trying to get out the house. Like, oh,
Yo, ain't even gonna mention the crazy times me and Dan had.
Oh man!
Oh, what?
Down in some crazy girls' houses. It was crazy girls. They used to have some old crazy.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
girls is always
Dan
crazy,
hit that blue
man.
truck. It was over.
That
That
cooler
was the chip truck. That was the John Baker truck.
The
What'd you say,
Marauder,
Bob?
man.
It was the what truck?
Yep, that was a chips truck. That was a John Baker truck. That blue truck.
all them lights on it, man. They just flipping them.
Yeah.
About 2,000 lights.
Hey man, hey, you couldn't tell me nothing, man. I was rolling. You know what I'm saying? I was so happy to drive that truck, man.
Yeah, but that truck had manpower.
Hey, look, it wasn't no better feeling than like being able to go take off Friday night and pick you guys up. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was y'all or whoever else, because I know there was a lot of times we'd take off, I would roll out, and it'd be a bunch of. I had the whole back of the truck filled up with cats, and we'd just go ball somewhere. We go play ball. You know what I'm saying? That was, man.
The gardeners
Some of the, yeah. We went wherever we could go, man. We end up like down there at the end of Jenny. I forget the name of that school down there. It's like as soon as you get all the way to the end of Jenny, and you go around the corner, and then you make another turn. I forget the name of that
up there
school.
on Brown Street.
Oh, I know you talking about behind Riley.
Yeah. No.
17 school.
Yeah,
You talking about
that might be
17?
it. Yeah, we used to play
17.
outside, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 17 school.
Right. It used to be lit, man. Like around 11. We used to get there like 11:30, like at night. You know,
Yeah.
playing ball till like 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
2:30 in the morning.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kirby, remember that you hoping?
So check this out, man. Let me throw this question out there. We just got done talking a little bit about our friendships and how we were really like holding each other accountable. And let me share this too. Again, like so when everybody else is speaking, or when somebody else is speaking, if you can mute your mic and then unmute it when you talk. But I'm gonna throw this question out there for Bob. First, Bob, you set it off. So we just got done talking about our friendships and really holding each other accountable. Like, if one of us was kind of straying too far, we'd be like, nah, bro, come on, think or etc. Because of that, Bob, how would you say that those the friendships, like what kind of role, would you say it was important? Like, man, I'm glad y'all did that for me. I'm glad we held each other accountable. I'm glad. What are some thoughts about that? Some of your thoughts about it.
Most definitely, like you said, we always had to hold each other down, man. If we know one was about to do something stupid, we wouldn't let you do it. That's just the bottom line. And if you did do something stupid, you know what I'm saying, as me and Dan was almost dead, you know what I'm saying, we would talk ourselves out of it, you know what I'm saying? Or if we did, we wouldn't go through with it. But yeah, you always got to hold each other down, man. You cats wasn't going to jail or shooting or doing none of that stuff, man. We were just chilling all the time, man. It was like brotherhood. At each other's house, lifting weights, hooping. I mean, just steered each other in the right path, man.
Dan or Dave, y'all want to add to that?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you hit it right on the head. Basically, I mean, I think at the end of the day, man, it was something about, I don't know, it's like an energy thing, man. Like, as long as as long as we're within the proximity of each other, put each other down, you know what I'm saying? It got to the point to where we didn't really have to say that because we already knew what the consensus was, or everybody in the crew, how everybody's gonna feel about whatever decision we was about to make. And so we kind of like self-checked ourselves because we already knew that, like, all right, man, if I go over here and do this, these guys gonna get on me about it, and so it's just like, okay. I mean, it was just cool like that. I don't know, man. It's like it's almost hard to explain. it's like you just automatically knew what the right thing to do was and what the wrong thing to do was. And so you all, chose, the right thing.
What about you, Dave? You want to add anything, bro?
Most definitely. It was like, it was a morality meter that everybody had, where we just didn't go too far out the pocket. We was young, so we did stuff, things that young people do, but we had these limits that we just weren't going to cross. We knew people that would cross those limits, but it was just like Dan said, it was an energy that we just didn't go to a certain level. We just kept that level below that red line. And because we all knew that, it's like you knew you was going to disappoint your boys if you went that route. So you just didn't. You just hung with people that had like mind. It was cool to hang with brothers that grew up in the hood but wasn't kind of wrapped up in it.
Word.
Yeah.
We could walk up and down Thurston. We could go up on Genesee Street. We could go to the pool. We knew everybody, but we wasn't caught up in it. And it was good. That energy was there. So most definitely.
Word. Yeah, man. I like the way you put that, bro. Excellent. Like we were there, but we weren't caught up in it. Sometimes, it could have went either way, but we held each other down, like Bob said. And so this next question, man, let's talk a little bit about conflicts. You know what I mean? Because I've heard people say before that you really know where a relationship is, or you don't know where a relationship is until you have conflict. Unfortunately, sometimes conflicts, go too far. But how would you guys say we handled the conflict? And if I may say, to kick this off, I remember the day that Sharon shot Dave, old man Dave. Rest in peace to old man Dave. And I don't know if you remember this, Dan, but at the time, me and you were like, we were not beefing, but it was something that had happened. We weren't talking too heavy. And I remember we left Rich's house. We were going to Bob's house, and Sharon drove up, got out. Him and Dave had their little words. Then he popped them, pow! And I remember it happened so fast. I thought they was gonna be like, we got y'all. I couldn't believe that it happened. But I remember that the ambulance came. Lady came out screaming. Ambulance pulled up. People coming out their cribs, looking and all that. And I remember Rich was there, and Rich got into the back of the ambulance with Dave. And I remember me and you had walked up to each other. We dapped each other. You remember that? Like we dapped each other and was like, yo, bruh, like, man, whatever it was, like, because sometimes I don't think we be having beef. It just be those when you young and immature. Like I was very immature. Sometimes those personalities clash. You know what I mean? And like, I think that's what it was. But we settled that joint because we realized in that moment, like, yo, like this is real. You know what I'm saying? Right. So let's take a few minutes, fellas, and talk about conflict and how we made it through and how we handled it with each other.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I never had a conflict with nobody. That was crazy, right? I was always like, huh?
No, go ahead. I'll tell you in a minute.
I
ain't never had a conflict with nobody. Well,
Bob, hold up. What do you mean you ain't never had conflict, man?
Not with us. What I did do Shalom, yeah, man. But like now when y'all, nah.
Yeah, I don't. We never had serious.
Hold up. Look, Bob.
Yeah.
Just in case you never knew, remember that time that you told me that girl, what was her name? What was that girl name? We went to some club and you were like, it was your brother's girlfriend at the time, Liz. You said, yeah, Liz got a crush on you, man. And so I was all nervous. I was thinking that, it was real. And then you was like, nah, I was just playing. I was like, oh, man, I was hot, dude. I was hot. I was so hot, man. Yo, I don't know if I ever told you that, but yeah, I was kind of, I was burnt up on that, man.
Yo, so yo, another thing, like you were saying, looking out for each other. Oh, Dan, I don't know if you remember, we was at the club and the dude was getting jumped, and you was drinking, and you was like, "Yo, I'm glad he got drunk, dumped," and I'm like, "Yo," so the dude was just looking at Dan like he's about to come over. So I'm like, "Nah, it ain't gonna happen, bro." So I'm grabbing Dan like, "Yo, come on, man." So basically, I saved Dan. So, but I wasn't gonna let nobody. He was like, "Man, cats coming over." I wasn't gonna let nobody do nothing to him though. But it was crazy that night. That dude Dan got in that chips truck and we was out.
Oh yeah, good luck, man. I remember you. I was so drunk I couldn't drive the truck home or something. I couldn't drive it into the driveway. Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. I was heavy on the sauce that night. I was sauced up.
It was showing some cats looking at him like they turned around like, "What you say?" And he was like, "I'm from Cali." I'm looking like, "Oh nah."
Yeah, I was gone, man. I was gone. I had way too much to drink that night. I think I was drunk before we even went in the club that night, man.
Yeah.
And then I got more. Yeah, them was some old days right there. But
going to fuel
conflict. What's that?
Nah, I remember when cats used to be about to go to the club, we would go to the mall and fuel up. Cats didn't have no money, so we'd go to the perfume counter and be spraying your favorite perfume on you, some jupe or some cool water or something, and then go to your car, and then you go out. We used to call it fueling up. We're like, yeah, I'm gonna go fuel up. All the fuel up. And then I can't remember, I never had no conflict with anybody. Only person I ever had a back and forth with was Art. That's about it. Going back and forth with Art was about it. But I remember one time being at, I don't think Dan was talking to her at Pam house. And I can't remember if it was Bob or Dan staring in the basement window or something. I was like, this cat is all outside. But that was about it. No conflicts.
Hey, real quick for the record. Hey, we got to make sure we clarify because we mentioned somebody named Dave getting shot. It wasn't this Dave that got shot.
Right.
Nah,
it was another Dave. Yeah, who we refer to as old man.
He didn't die from that.
You know,
he got shot, but he was all right.
Word, rest in peace, Dave Andrews. Rest in peace, man.
Word. He died, you know what I'm saying? Something else, but it wasn't from the gunshot.
Right. It was
for the gunshot. Right. That's there right. In the mix.
That's right.
You know, doing that same two-step in the club, but we'll go pick that dude up with his towel. Be like, "Hey, where you going with this towel, man?" Like, yeah. The girls, you know, when I'm dancing.
And then the reason we nicknamed him Old Man Dave is because he was always the oldest one of everybody that was there. He's always like the oldest dude. So, you know, it was like a kind of like a friendly little nickname thing. It wasn't to make no fun of him or nothing like that.
Word. Yeah. Is he older than Scientist?
And then what's that?
Was he older than Scientist?
Yeah, he was older than everybody, man. That's why we called him Old Man Dave, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
repeat the Scientist, that dude, your man.
With that whole conflict, since we're on the topic, that whole conflict with the incident when he had got shot, you know, it was unfortunate that we joke around with each other all the time back then, you know, but it was like a certain point in time when the person that he was joking around with, you know, he didn't want to joke around no more. But Dave didn't detect that. He thought it was all good, everything. He was just going to keep going because he was having a blast. You know, he was like on top of the whole like joking situation. Everybody was laughing. You know, he was like, he kind of had like a little natural high going. And so then, little did we all know, the guy that he was joking around with had, you know, something clicked.
Yeah.
And so that guy disappeared. He went home and got his, you know, he got that thing, came back, pulled up, and then boom, everything happened so quick, you know, just like, you know, and, you know, just goes to show, like, that's just one story in a million, you know, that goes to support the fact that we grew up around an environment. We grew up in an environment that had so much trauma and stress, but we just figured out, like, we kind of naturally learn how to navigate all of that stuff. And you know, that's basically a testament to us being able to sit here right now and talk about it.
You know, even watching Dave when he got shot, after the fact that he didn't really harbor a lot of animosity
towards
Sharon. He kind of knew that he wasn't right, that he had a lot going on, he didn't really harbor that type of animosity. He didn't even want to like send him to jail or nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it was just one of those things that a lot of props to him for that.
Hey,
Yeah,
you want to
they
know something
definitely
crazy? After that
it's
had happened, I seen Sharon, like after he got out, and he was scared, man. He thought that we was gonna do something to him. Yo, he came up to us and was like, "Yo, is we good?" And I'm like, "What you talking about, man?" He was like, "Yo, cause what happened?" I said, "Bruh, you good with me?" I said, "But Dave had already told me." He's like, "If I didn't find Jesus, it would have been a problem." So he was like, "Yo, you good with us?" He was like, "Yo, you got to talk to that man." But he was like, "Yo, I found God, so you good."
Yeah, I
Well,
seen him
also
in the mall.
did they actually talk about? They actually, I never knew because I had left home. But did they actually get
Yeah,
together?
they
we had
reconciled.
all seen each other, and I think Dave was with me, and I think we was on Genesee Street somewhere, and Sharon pulled up, and Sharon was looking like he had a scared look, so he was like, "Yo, is we good?" He's like, "Oh, y'all ain't gonna do nothing." So Dave is like, "Yo, you good?" He's like, "You lucky I found God." He was like, "Yo, I'll forgive you." But yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, they reconciled, man. That I know of, and that was like, again, something about I don't know, something about us, something about the energy that we bring. Once we all connect together. I mean that whole thing, that whole situation could have went way worse than what it did. When you think about it, it could have been one of us that got hit by mistake. It could have been retaliation. It could have got just way out of control. And I'm just glad that things, got handled the way that they did. It was no like retaliation and drive, all of that. All that stuff
that
that
hood
goes
stuff.
on. Yeah, definitely. So I mean, if I could take that and kind of segue into the fact that, you know, later on, what was that in it? Was that in the 90s when that happened, or was that late 80s? Was that
That was
like
'90s.
that was 90s? Okay, because yeah,
Like late 90s.
I was going to mention, how late 80s when the crack era started, what I'm saying? And then like what was it? Like 19, I think it was 1988 when that movie Colors came out. That's when that movie created like gang, like I don't know, everybody became gang bang night, in 1980
Yeah.
after seeing the movie Colors. Everywhere it played, it was getting shot up and all kind of just, and it started from that point on. At first it was just, there's a few gangs here and there, but most notably, the red one and the blue one over in California, right? And then, when that movie came out, like wildfire, man. I mean, you got people in other countries repping sets, and I mean, even right now, to this day, you can look it all up online. But yeah, I just want to, kind of segue into the fact that a lot of that gang stuff just spread it out like right after the crack epidemic started, the crack era rather, you know, and that's when a lot of that drive by and killing and all that stuff like that really, it got glamorized to a certain extent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a lot of people doing copycat killing. Oh, that's what they're doing now. Okay, so we're gonna do that too now. This is how you get this how you get back at people. This is pay. Yeah.
Word. Yeah, man. Bro. You right, man. Which to piggyback once again, like that's why the friendships, man, are so important, man. I know I've said this via text in the past, but I just want to, say again, man, I appreciate you brothers, man, just for keeping me in line, keeping me in check, just giving me something to do, cause it's so easy. It's like, man, like for every one of us that didn't go too far down that path, it's like 100 other dudes that jump off, you know what I'm saying, off the deep end, so I appreciate you brothers, man. Here's the last question for the evening. What are some hobbies, different things that you do that you engage in when you're feeling stressed? And so like if you can't like talk to the crew, what are some things that you do to just help you feel better. You know, some hobbies or different things like that.
Who you want to go first?
Go ahead, Bob. Set it off.
Well, you know me. I go to I DJ. So whenever I'm stressed, so I go down in my basement, bang out a couple tunes, do a couple scratches, mixes, might go live, do some bangers. Yo, we got to get up, Kirby. We got to do some stuff because I bumped your stuff in the skating rink where I was working at. And
I
they
know.
went
You were telling me that.
Yeah, they was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "That's my man." Yeah, I be holding it down, but yeah, I'm getting. Yeah, I get on them turntables. I can stay down there for hours. That's like the soothing, like, oh. Yeah, man. That's what I do.
Word. Dan or Dave, you guys want to chime in?
For me, I got too many hobbies, man. Sometimes I get on the Xbox and I'll just play some NBA 2K.
Word.
Lose my mind and just play that. My wife be looking at me like, really? But I don't think about nothing. I just get on there and I'll just play, and I'm not worried about nothing. I'm not stressed out. I just play it. I've been dibbling dabbling with DJing. Been learning. Been trying to teach myself how to DJ, and editing. I like to edit. I'll take pictures, and I like to do composite photography and stuff like that. And it's not as stress relief as it used to be because it's a business now. So mostly I'll do, some Xbox and some DJing for my relaxation.
Word.
What about you, Dan? All right, yeah, I basically, depending on what the stress level is, you gotta hold it down. You gotta get down and say a prayer. You know what I'm saying? So basically, pray. And then you got to think about, where that stress level is. So I figured I try to do whatever it takes, if it's listening to some kind of music or whatever to calm me down, then hey, that's what it is, because, we get so caught up in the everyday hustle and bustle of, everyday life, trying to get to the bag and all this good stuff. And, we just get so wound up, we be on level 200 and don't even know it, and then, with our age being what it is at this point, that's the worst thing you want to do is be revved up for no reason and not be ready for that. So, you want to, try to calm yourself, try to figure out how to calm down, man, calm it all down, and then kind of just, find something to do while you calm it down, something to help you calm down. You can go work out, or with me, I like to go work out. I try to do my jogging thing. I got into running a lot. I just started drawing again. I figured, hey, why not? And stuff is starting to come out, look pretty good. So, hey, I might have to take some of that stuff and make it into an NFT, but that's for another show. All right, but yeah, I get on YouTube. I go on my YouTube spree. I start looking up a whole bunch of stuff, watching a bunch of videos, stuff that interests me. You know how the algorithm works, right? So,
YouTube rabbit hole.
You end up watching, for like 2-3 hours. Especially if you can't sleep, and then talk to you guys. I might say something to the group, something. Say, hey, this, that, whatever. See what your opinion is, or spark some interest in something. Go on and on about it for a little bit. Xbox. I'm glad you mentioned that, Dave. We all have our guilty pleasures, right? Let's see. I check in with my kids, make sure they're good, or I like, or research. I'll jump online and research something I'm curious about, like, again, crypto, NFT, and or trying to figure out how to get to that next bag, or lastly, I might crack open some of this stuff right here. Kombucha.
Word.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can look it up online, read up all the benefits and stuff like that. It might not taste the best, but hey, after you get to a certain point in life, you're supposed to be getting wiser and stuff like that. So a lot of times it's not about the taste no more. You know, it's about what it's going to do for your body. And so, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you know, you got to take care of yourself, you know, take care of yourself. Because if you don't know how to, if you don't figure yourself out first, how you going to help somebody else out?
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, man, that's good stuff, man. As a matter of fact, I know that March, I believe, is National Nutrition Month. And I would love, man, to have you back on, Dan, like, you know, just talking about that nutrition stuff, man. I know that out of the crew, I'm the one that got the fattest. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to work on it. And I will say this, Dan doing his little running stuff got me to run I did two 5Ks, man. I did two 5Ks because Dan throwing them little videos up there doing stuff.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm gonna do this thing, man. And here's a funny story. The first one I did, bro, I was so slow, man. I was, Lord have mercy, man. I just kept walking. So like, it was probably about, I think it was like 500 people that ran, and I finished. Like, it was like only 3 people that finished behind me, right? So like, I remember I was running, and like when I was probably, I don't know, man, a quarter of a mile from the finish line. And since I was one of the last people, like they got a party going on. Like people done transition from the race into a big like festival, but it's still some people like, yeah, go. So like I'm running, and I'm like, God, I'm gonna finish this thing. And I did it at 58 minutes. So the first time, but like what was so funny, like I heard these footsteps. It was like somebody that was running, but they dragged their feet, like it was like shh, 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 shh. And I could hear it. So I'm just trotting, man, like a big old fat gorilla, man. I'm just running. And like I hear these footsteps. So then this old white lady, man, gray hair, she old. She ain't even like running. She just like power walking, right? So she passed me. So I seen her. I was like, forget that. I'm trying to hurry up and beat her, but she beat me, right? So I was like, man, forget it. When I came through the finish aisle, like they was hype, like yeah. So I finished, and like a whole bunch of people ain't even know me, like came around me. It was like, yeah, like you did it. So then they start giving out these awards. The lady that beat me, the guy was like, yeah, and we want to welcome back Miss So-and-so, our oldest participant. She's 88 years old.
Oh!
I was like, yo, an 88-year-old woman beat me, man.
Man, like, she do it every year, though. She do it every year.
Yeah, yep. That was like, she do it every year. She's 88 years old. Man, I want to go punch that lady in the face. just set it off. Just set it off in the race. But I was like, but on the real though, man, I said, man, that was a wake-up call. I said, man, forget that. Yo. Hey. So yeah, man, that nutrition, I'm trying though, man. I hit that gym regularly, dog. Just trying to get this diet down. But we gonna get it, man. We gonna get it popping.
I'm like a yo-yo, up and down.
Hey,
yeah, but you still holding it down though, Dave. Close to where you was in high school.
I'm over 200 pounds, man. I'm 5'7".
Man, I was 200 pounds in the 6th grade.
Hey.
No, I'm saying I'm over 200 pounds.
Hey. Ultimately, man, you just got to learn how to stay out of your own way, man. We get in our own way most of the time.
I know.
It's those little voices in our heads that's telling us that we can't do stuff. And then when you finally get out there and do it, and you feel like, man, wow, I could have been doing this all that time, instead of telling myself, you know, oh man, we don't do this kind of stuff. You know, that's for some other kind of people and stuff like that. But hey, I mean, you know, once you broaden your horizons a little bit, you start reaching out and doing some stuff, you might learn something about yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you won't know until you take yourself out of certain environments and put yourself into other environments. You know, that's the only way you're gonna figure things out. You know,
I gotta get some kombucha.
Yeah. It's good. It's a lot of good. You looking it up right now? Oh, you can't. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, basically, man, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's just you against you. you know, regardless of all the people out there, you all had to run against against the clock, basically. So I mean, you know, it's just you doing what you can do and being the best at it, and then, you know, just going from there. You know, they might call it a race, you know, a run, a walk, or whatever, but you know, you can't think of it like that. You're just gonna stress yourself out. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you allow yourself to be that stressed, then you're not really gonna make much advance to any type of weight loss or any type of goals that you might have in that direction, because you know that stress will block all of that stuff from happening. So you just be, you know, just getting tired, you know. But
yeah,
I'll digress.
Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. So look, everybody, what we get ready to do now. We're gonna take a quick break. We got a moment of inspiration for everybody that's watching. It's a short video, about 3 minutes long. We're gonna do that video. We're gonna come back with some final words, give my homies an opportunity to share some information and etc. Then we're gonna close out for the evening. And so enjoy this video titled "The Black, Brown, and Beautiful." All right. Welcome back. We hope that you were inspired by that video. We want to remind everybody out there that is black or brown and everybody in between. Hey, this podcast is for everybody, but we specifically want to encourage those of the black and brown complexion. We want you to know that you are beautiful, you do have purpose, and that you're not a mistake. And so listen, we've been here with some of my homies that I grew up with, some of my closest friends. 25 to 40 years of relationship in this crew right here. I appreciate all these brothers. We're getting ready to close it out for this evening. I wanted to give my homeboys an opportunity to share any last words, any last thoughts, or particularly perhaps any contact info. I don't know, anything like that. And so we'll start it off with you, Bob, and then we'll go to Dan, we'll go to Dave, and we'll take it from there.
I just want to say, me and Dave, them, and Dan been conquering up something. So y'all might see us real soon on the DJ tip, and we gonna pull you in too, Curb. So
No
don't be surprised when we pull you in. Just be ready for us, because we're gonna bring that pain for you. But yeah, we gonna make you spit them lyrical bars out. Because the beats I'm gonna give you, you gonna go crazy. But
ready,
yeah,
bro,
man.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I said, I got a little beautiful wife. You know what I'm saying? My son. We gonna all get up, chill again. We hope we can do this again, man. But Dan, dust off them tables, and Dave, I'll show you some tricks.
No doubt. Who's it
Go
on?
ahead, Dan. Yeah.
Oh, it's on me. Oh, all right. Yeah. So yeah. I just want to say thanks for having me on the show. Thank all you guys for being on the show as well. I'm actually honored to have, to be able to say I have a group of friends that I've known for like 30 to 40 years. You know what I'm saying? I can actually get on the phone and call right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's like one of the coolest things. You know, a lot of people don't have that. You know, for whatever reason, they allow egos and all kind of other stuff to get in the way and pull them away from each other. Excuse me. Yeah, but like I said, it's definitely a blessing, and I'm not going to take it for granted. Basically, hopefully, we're able to connect again and launch a few more shows and maybe do some spin-offs, or what have you. But on the subject basically the subject of Black Soul Well, you said it's mainly for healing. You know what I'm saying, and making sure that we keep topics relevant to healing and stuff like that. I just wanted to add the fact that just look at the world right now. Look at what's happening in the world. You got volcanoes going off, you got storms happening, the weather is backwards, and so basically in a nutshell, just the way I feel about it, I think that the planet is eventually it's gonna cleanse itself. You know what I'm saying? The planet is sick. The whole world is sick. Everybody's got something going on right now. And one of my biggest issues is knowing that, there's a lot of these kids that don't know how to tell you that they're stressed out. They don't know how to tell you that, everything that's happening in the world right now is kind of weighing down heavy on them. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure we kind of listen, focus on actually listening to what our kids are telling us, our kids and whoever else kids that we, happen to be around. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we take care of the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? And anybody else that might feel that might need help, you know what I'm saying? Because some people just don't know how to express that, how to come across and say, hey, I'm not feeling like I feel like I'm cracking up, or, what I'm saying, the bills is too heavy this month, or, I had to walk away from this job because, I had to get the that thing that, we can't really talk about right now, so we don't get the show canceled or whatever, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It's a serious situation, and I think they should basically, you guys, you're doing a really good job with the show, bringing light, into bringing a lot of that stuff into perspective. So, thanks again, Kirby. Appreciate it, man.
No doubt. I appreciate you, homie. Word up. Dave, you want to share anything, bro?
I just appreciate, all you guys, and definitely it's good to have camaraderie with other men. It's good for people to see the camaraderie with other men, and it's good, just to be able to share with you guys and just, chop it up in the text messages, and hoping one day soon that all the families can get together and get to know one another and be introduced to each other. And yeah, that's it. And and kudos to you, Curb. The podcast, I love that it's something that's about the soul and about attacking the unhealthiness in the mental state that's going on in our communities. So that's it.
Word up. Hey man, I appreciate it, fellas, man. And I appreciate all of you, man. And I can say, man, I love y'all brothers, and I'm glad that God chose y'all to be my friends, my close friends that help me to get where I'm going and all that other good stuff. So appreciate you, fellas. And if you're watching the broadcast tonight, we just want to encourage you, that as we close out, friendships, we all need support systems. We all need friends. You don't have to have a whole bunch, but you need to have some people that you can talk to, chat with, help you throughout the day. And especially like Dan was saying, during these times, these crazy, crazy times, is filled with so much division, so much violence, and so much uncertainty. It's all kinds of stuff. You need people that you can bounce ideas off of. You need people that can just help you get through the day. Something that we didn't mention, I'll just say this, Dave touched on it. Sometimes we just text each other, I'll say like funny stuff, crazy funny stuff, and we just laugh at it and we'll comment and just kind of keep it going. Or Bob sent a video yesterday with his crazy little
it's therapy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's therapeutic, man.
Like
Laughter is medicine, boy.
Word up. Word up. You know what I'm saying?
That's the fountain of youth.
Yeah, man.
No doubt. So want to encourage everybody out there to make sure that you're taking time to develop those friendships. And as we close out, I want to share with you all that's watching some resources. They're going to be up on the screen for you too. These are resources that you can call, you can email, you can check the website out. The first one is the Black Mental Health Alliance. The Black Mental Health Alliance is blackmentalhealth.com. The phone number is 410-338-2642. We also got the National Alliance on Mental Illness. The National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's NAMI.org. It's a website filled with resources for getting help on mental and emotional issues. We have the National Suicide Hotline. The National Suicide Hotline, suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's 800-273-8255, and that's available 24/7. We also got the Association of Black Psychologists. We got the number on the screen for you there. The Anxiety and Depression Association of America. The number's up right there. And then last but not least, for everybody that served their country, Dan, thank you for your service, my brother. The Veterans Crisis Line, which is veteranscrisisline.net. Veteranscrisisline.net. The number is 800-273-8255. And so check out those resources. If you're struggling, if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling like you're on your last leg, just know that you're not alone. Somebody can be on the other end of the line to help you see a different perspective, just to help you get through the situation that you're going through. With that being said, we want to thank y'all for checking us out. I will see you again. We'll see you again in 2 more weeks for another episode of the Black So Well podcast. Peace.
Peace, fellas.